Hey, this is Matt. Once again, welcome back to another video. This is another paid request, this time from Marion. Thank you so much for that, man. And for those interested in requesting any type of videos, topics, reactions, commentaries, reviews, re-reviews, what have you, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. Now, this is about the film About Last Night from 2014, which is a remake of an 80s film, but it's also based on, I believe, a David Mamet play. Could be wrong on that. And it stars Michael Ealy, Kevin Hart, Regina Hall, and pretty much is about two guys, Michael Ealy and Kevin Hart. Michael Ealy is more of the sensitive guy. Kevin Hart is more of the talkative ladies' man. And about the relationships they get into. Michael Ealy and this girl named Debbie get into seemingly nice, comfortable relationship. They sleep together, then they move in with each other, and it seems like things are going well, but then neither end up being happy. While Kevin Hart and Regina Hall, they're very antagonistic with each other, but at the same time they like that about each other. And at one point they break up and then get back together. But at the same time things seem natural and not like movie type romance. Forced and phony. Christopher McDonald from Happy Gilmore, he has a big role here as a guy that owns a bar who's friends with the two leads. This is one of those films that was better than I thought it would be. Because like, oh god, Kevin Hart. I mean, I don't hate Kevin Hart. I like Central Intelligence. And when he's in interviews, he's funny. But when I see him in a lot of movies, just doesn't seem to turn out that way. Other than, again, Central Intelligence. Because I did not like Ride Along 1 and 2. Get Hard was but this one, maybe because it was R-rated, maybe because the chemistry Kevin Hart and Regina Hall had with each other. And Regina Hall, she was in the Scary Movie films, among others. They had fantastic chemistry to the point that they stole the show and overtook the Michael Ealy and the girl, I forget her actress's name, but who played the character Debbie. I didn't, like, they were fine acting with, like, Michael Ealy, I've seen him in other stuff. I think he was in one of the Underworld sequels. He was in that terrible Jacob's Ladder remake, but the whole movie is terrible. Hate that fucking film. The original Jacob's Ladder is classic. Why it needed to be remade, I have no idea. But again, while Michael Ealy and the performances are fine and seem pretty sweet until, you know, no one's a bad guy or anything, just how it turns out. They moved in too fast, and one doesn't seem like they want to be there, neither seem happy. One gets not fired, but things are not going well at his job, so he quits it. But again, nothing seems like it's forced because it's a movie and we gotta make it this way. Like I said, the bits between Kevin Hart and Regina Hall are very electric. They're very good chemistry. Whether it's them getting crazy drunk and having fun and trying to have sex in the bathroom and not knowing how to do it. Whether it be Regina Hall's talking with her friend and then, you know, goes to Kevin Hart, well, how come why don't you like cunnilingus? And he's like, I don't know who the bitch is. Or Kevin Hart giving Michael Ealy shit. Oh, yeah, and I didn't see you check your Facebook, your friend invite, huh? Or when he's picking on his buddy, Michael Ealy's character, is like, you know what you're doing with this girl, Debbie? You're doing the fuck buddy dance. You know, this is the Lando Calrissian effect, okay? And I did all this and that, but you, Darth Vader, come along, and I'm going to get up shit creek. Or when Kevin Hart and Regina Hall are in bed, and they're too tired, and who's going to get on top? So it's like, let's play rock, paper, scissors. There, we're the same. Okay, fine. Neither of us on top. We'll go on our sides. Or they're talking and hit me again. Ah, you hit me too hard in my ear. Oh, I didn't mean to do it. No, save my other fucking ear, because I'm deaf. And even after they break up and they have this antagonistic but fun back and forth. You know, if you didn't have a pussy, there'd be a bonnet on your head. And like they're arguing and they're trying to, Kevin Hart can't fight, so they're like kind of touching each other's noses. Uh, or Regina Hall making fun of Kevin Hart's date. If she was dumber, you'd have to water her. That's what I mean. Part of me wondered, why didn't they just make these two the leads, if that's the case? Like, they should have just made... I mean, Kevin Hart gets top billing. They're definitely the best part of the movie. And Kevin Hart does come off as an ass at first, but the more the movie went along, and you see how antagonistic Regina Hall is, and it's a very different but fun type of relationship, and it felt a bit refreshing, while the Michael Ealy and that felt like stuff you've seen many, many times before. They're sweet, they're likable together, but these don't work out, and they're not happy. That just felt the more... Performances are fine, but just felt more generic. You're more been there, done that, and nothing special. And when it goes back to Regina Hall and Kevin Hart, it feels like the movie pitched up a notch or two. Which is refreshing, because that's not usually the case with me, Kevin Hart, but he was actually pretty decent in this. Like, one of the bits that made me laugh was when they're back together and Regina Hall leaves and Kevin Hart looks at Regina's roommate Debbie. Hey, how's it going? Do not eat this fucking food, okay? Okay, do not swallow this food. Okay, I have to do it because I know I'm going to die, but it's poison. But here, put the food in this bag, okay? Don't fucking eat the food because she don't know how to cook. Then she comes back. Oh, you didn't eat. Oh, yeah, I was waiting for you. Like, this was a movie that used Kevin Hart the right way. And maybe that's the thing, is that if you use him in the R-rated realm without giving him a lot of... Give him more leeway. Give him less... Being just a goofy guy that's scared and he's small, so he gets thrown around. And I'm small, so I get thrown around and tossed like a toy, and... 85 jokes of how short I am and how weak I am because I'm so small. It just... That joke gets old quick. And that wasn't the type of performance this was. And that's what made it to be better, more refreshing. And there's really not a whole lot to the film other than these two couples' relationships with each other. And the bond Kevin Hart and Michael Ealy have. Regina Hall and her buddy Debbie have. Now, and it's also directed by the guy who did the first Hot Tub Time Machine. Sadly, he also did the sequel. But he did the first Hot Tub Time Machine. He also co-wrote Grosse Point Blank and High Fidelity. So... Other than Hot Tub Time Machine 2, he's a pretty talented guy. And... Like I said, other than the Michael Ealy and Debbie's relationship being kind of... again, sweet. But just kind of been there, done that. This is definitely better than, like, any of those fucking Medea movies that try to do relationships and love stories. Like, that's... how you do it the wrong way. This is how you do it in a much better way. It's not out of the blue all of a sudden, here's Medea coming in to fart, or the other guy going, or, okay, now, here's a subplot where this guy's going to abuse this person, smack the shit out of him, and ready to kill her, or this person here is a drug dealer, and someone gets shot and almost dies, or... some weird subplot that comes out of the blue and it's like, what the hell? Like, this does have a consistent tone. It doesn't, like, out of the blue, someone dies or someone has a heart attack or blah, blah, blah. It's like, what the fuck? What? So it doesn't do that. Maybe some people would be annoyed by Kevin Hart's character. It wasn't the case for me here. Again, he seems hostile at the beginning. But, Michael Ealy fires back as well. And again, Regina Hall does as well. And she's just as antagonistic as him. And Like I said, their interactions are definitely the best part of the movie. It's kind of weird because the movie kind of just ends, spoiler, where Kevin Hart and Regina Hall are talking and she got chocolate cake. He's like, wait a minute, I'm allergic. Yep. He's like, I love you. What'd you say? No, I meant to say something else. I meant to say. But they had gotten Michael Ealy and Debbie to run into each other and maybe we'll try it again. So they walk off. Then cut to the Kevin Hart and Regina Hall kind of goofing and laughing about something. Then the movie ends. So maybe it's not abrupt, but just I don't know if I was expecting a little bit more or something. I don't know what it is, but this actually wasn't too bad, too awful of a movie. Sorry about that. I had to do something. But I was going to say if you want to see Kevin Hart and Regina Hall in a different kind of movie, you want to see a romance story that's not. I don't know how else to put it. It doesn't feel like, okay, this is specifically movie romance. It feels more natural. This is, worth a look. And I don't know jack shit about the original About Last Night, other than Rob Lowe and Demi Moore was in it. But, yeah, this one, it doesn't change the game in terms of romance, but if you like those type of movies, this actually isn't too bad of one to see. And definitely one of Kevin Hart's better roles. I would say that. A lot better than the Jumanji sequels where he's afraid of a fucking donut or whatever the hell his weak power was. Whatever the fuck it was. Was it a donut or some fucking stupid shit like that? But there you go. So with that said, thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.